Have you ever bought a used machine sight unseen? I don't recommend it. I'm going to tell you about my experience, and maybe you'll learn something from my mistakes. So the end of the year was coming up, and I needed to make an investment. I was looking for a similar size machine to that VF3 over there, and I came across this on eBay, VF3-SS 2007. Seemed reasonably priced for the options it had. It was really exciting. It was a through spindle coolant, the 40 tool changer, and 4th and 5th axis wiring installed. So I was super excited about that. I jumped on it, and turned out the only issue was that the machine was in California. I'm in the Midwest. There's no way I was going to make it over there to look at it. So I talked to the salesman, asked some questions to try and get a comfort level. One of them, make sure it's 240 volt. Came back a day or two later, yes, it's 240. I asked if there's any calibration records. They sent me over a sheet that was most likely pencil whipped, but it did give me one detail on it, and that was it was used to machine ceramics. That scared me at first, but after thinking about it and crunching some numbers, I figured worst case I have to replace ball screws, and it's not the end of the world. So I went ahead with the purchase. It took maybe 2 months, maybe more, before it finally arrived here. Before the seller got it loaded on the truck, and I got it shipped over here and unloaded. So that's when the fun started. First thing I noticed, it's 480 volt. What happened there? I have no idea. I don't know how. That's one of the most simple checks to make, and they got it wrong. So had to add a transformer. Okay, so then I look in the cabinet, really excited to see the 5th axis drive, and we have X, Y, Z, A, tool changer, and where's the B axis? There's clearly never been a B axis installed in this. There's factory tape over the mounting holes. So how does that happen? Okay, then why is the through spindle coolant breaker off? This actually had tape over it when I got it. Rather than just flip that on and try it and test it out, I tore the spindle apart, and it turns out there's a union missing, and they rigged up an air blast system to blow through their spindle for tool changes. So there's 2 of my exciting options that are gone, either of which probably would have made me not purchase the machine if I had known it. Now, the 5th axis drive and wiring is an interesting issue, because some months later I talked to Haas and asked for the option sheet. And what is this here? 5th axis enabled. How can that be if there's no drive in the machine? If anybody has any ideas on that, please share them. Now, I have entered that code and it took it. So I've got fourth and fifth axis enabled with no drive. The only thing I can come up with is somebody paid for the option after the machine was installed as a add-on, and then they never added the hardware. So that's the best I can do. Also, look in the machine. Where's the chip conveyor? This machine clearly had one. It's been removed, as well as the chute. So that's an annoyance. It's not the end of the world. It just means I got to shovel until I replace it. So that covers the options on the machine that are missing, not as advertised. More to come on the performance of the machine. Okay, before I start ragging on this machine's performance, I want to say I'm happy with the machine. It runs every day, all day, with no issues. It's holding tolerances, and its issues are because of a lack of maintenance or lack of fixing things. So the most obvious issue and the easiest to show is when jogging the Z-axis, you can hear that sort of oscillation, and it's the worst at this feed rate because everything kind of vibrates. But if I slow it down and you watch the load meter, you can see it go up and down and up and down and up and down as it's moving. So that tells me there's either an issue with the ball screw, the support bearings, or the servo motor. Most likely it was crashed and never fixed. What's really odd about it though is that after a day of running, the issue is gone. Like when it's hot, it goes away, but it's back the next morning. So that also shows up. I've run ball bar on X and Y and XZ. The XZ, that issue shows up as a oscillation or a I can't think of the word for it. But anyway, it's obvious, and I do plan on tearing into that and fixing it, and I'll probably have a video on that. So also, X and Y circularity was high. I feel high. Should be around, I would expect this machine to do 5 or 6 tenths on circularity. They should do that new anyway. This one was up close to 2 thou when I first ran the ball bar test on it. I think I got it down to maybe 1 thou and 2 tenths with some work on backlash and servo tuning. But also there, I will be replacing the X and Y ball screws. And as I said earlier, That's not completely unexpected. I knew the machine was cut in ceramics, so I kind of planned for that worst case. In contrast to that, we have this machine, 1994, original X and Y ball screw, still holds 8/10 circularity on a ball bar. A lot of hours on this machine. I bought this one, I knew the condition of it, I had experience with it, I knew it was taken care of. Though it was ran a lot and ran hard, very rarely did we ever have an issue with the machine. And it was fixed when there was an issue. So, I don't know what your experience might have been buying used machines. I don't know if this is typical, or if this machine purchase was more typical. But I definitely recommend going to look at the machine before making a purchase. Any one of these issues may have made me not buy the machine if I had known about it. But on the other hand, I have it here now. I can fix the issues. And it's making parts, it's making money. So I'm not completely disappointed, but I paid too much. I think I paid $42,000 for this machine, which would have been probably a good deal if it had all the options, if everything was pristine. Now, I've talked to the dealer that sold me the machine. We have not yet come to an agreement on how to make me happy. And I don't know if anything will come out of them. They did pay for the transformer, which was pretty inexpensive for a used transformer. Anyway, let me know what you think, and I'm going to get back to making parts.